Hi, it's Peggy with Headshots by Peggy, and today I have another episode of The Headshot for you. So today on the headshot, we are going to discuss when is it time to get a new headshot? When is it time to update, get fresh new looks, and get those headshots updated? So I know headshots are the biggest part of your marketing strategy, so they are so important to actors. Your headshot is most of the time your first impression on a casting director. Obviously, if you've been in and read for them before, they already know what you look like, but if it's a new casting director, if it's a new office, that's your first impression on them. They're seeing you for the very first time. Your headshot always should look like you on a very good day. It should absolutely represent who you are. So the easy answer to when should I update my headshot is when that headshot no longer accurately represents you. In other words, you've gained weight, you've lost weight, you've changed your hairstyle, you've grown it out, you've cut it, you've colored it, whatever it may be, whatever you have done to alter your looks, it's time to update that headshot. Clearly, sometimes people think, oh, I look the same as I did 4 years ago. I haven't changed at all. Well, let me just tell you a little bit about that. You have, and that's not bad. You still may look young but you don't look like that person 4 years ago because you are not that person 4 years ago. Your headshot should really be insight of who you are. And as we grow as humans, not just the physical things, but we change. We're not who we were 3 years ago, 4 years ago. We change, our attitudes change, our expressions change just ever so slightly. But these are the things that you need to realize that you don't look like that person. You're no longer that person, and that's okay. You're someone else, and we want to get you in that role that you're an absolute fit for. And if you keep showing them old pictures and then you get in and they're like, I don't know what it is, but it's just I don't get the same feel as that headshot. That headshot has a different feel. So those are things to think about as well. Like, you actually do change. And my job as a headshot photographer is to pull out your personality, your emotion, to show who you really are. And those things change. So that's also, a reason to update the headshot is just as a person, you have grown and changed your expressions, your grin, the twinkle in your eye. So it's always good for that. Now, another reason to keep updated headshots is mechanical. There is algorithms, and casting directors, depending on what they're using, can sometimes see how old those headshots are. So if a casting director clicks on your headshot because they're like, oh, wow, this person is perfect. This is great. I love this. And they open it up and then they're like, oh, wow, this headshot's like 2 years old. I wonder if they still look like this. And if they only have a specific amount of slots, they may or may not want to waste their time taking that chance that you no longer look like that headshot. So it's a good idea to always keep a fresh headshot. At the very most, let a year go by, but don't let 2 or 3 or 4 years go by just because you think, hey, I still look the same. Because, you're hurting your chance of getting in there, and we don't want to do anything that's going to minimize your chance of getting an audition, because after all, we all know about 2 to 5% of actors that submit even get an audition. So we want to get that, give you every chance that you have of getting in there. And getting updated headshots at least once a year is a very good way to do that. Also, maybe you have a headshot that's still working, and that's great. but maybe you want to add a couple fresh ones in there so that you can submit some fresh ones. And it also, when you get new headshots, it's a reason to reach out to people that you already have a relationship with and say, hey, check out these new headshots. So it's also just a great little way to use that as a marketing tool and get out there and remind people how much they love you and, kind of get in the front part of their mind again. So those are all reasons to update your headshots. Again, obviously, you lose weight, you gain weight, you change your hair, it's time for new headshots. But it's also time for new headshots if those headshots just aren't doing anything for you. You got new headshots 6 months ago and you're just not getting auditions. Well, maybe it's time to get new headshots. Maybe for whatever reason, those headshots just aren't grabbing those casting directors like they should. So the first thing, clearly you need to always be working on your craft, always be, in front of the camera, always be in classes, always be bettering yourself as a person and as an actor, and always working on your trait. But sometimes it's as simple as getting a new headshot that just for whatever reason, different color, different background, different expression is going to get you noticed. So headshots, big deal. And I know it's a big investment, and I'm not here saying, hey, every 6 months you should go get new headshots. But I am saying that within a year or so, you should be updating at least a look or two and getting those fresh headshots up there, because I want to see you working. I love it when my clients say, hey, Peggy, I got an audition. And I know every other photographer in town feels the same way. We love it when our clients get booked. We love turning on our TV and seeing you guys on our TVs working, and it's amazing. It's a great feeling to know that we had a teeny tiny little part in getting you noticed. But make sure that you take time to look at your headshots and evaluate, hey, do I really look like this? Is it time for new headshots? And don't be afraid to, really take a look at that and think, you know what, it might be time. Anyway, so those are little tips on when is it time to get those headshots. A, they're not working for you. B, you look different. C, it's been over a year. All right, guys, have an amazing week. Thank you so much for watching my vlogs. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on social media. I'm at Headshots by Peggy everywhere. And most importantly, have an amazing week. I'll see you next week.